Bowl this week. Garoppolo going to get it to Samuel again, trying to get to the edge. He does! Samuel on his way! Touchdown! Mostert, Raheem Mostert has a seam! Touchdown, San Francisco! Four-man rush. Goff throws and it's intercepted! It's picked off by Warner! Fred Warner! For the touchdown! Block. On 3rd and goal. Pressure. Garoppolo. Looking. Firing. It is caught! Touchdown! George Kittle! Gold. Wins it again!
Nature Boy here, and welcome to Tactical Fishing. And we're here at my beautiful home, Camelot, one of my little go-to spots. But with the playoffs right around the corner, I'm going to show you how you can capitalize and score big on the bank. Boom. When approaching a bank, there are things you have to be careful and mindful of. The fish can see very well, and during the spring and the early summer, fishes are coming up, and don't make a lot of noise because they can hear vibrations of the feet. They can hear the vibrations and all that kind of good stuff. They can hear that and sense that, and also the color that you wear. Don't come out here with bright yellow or real orange, just like out the blue, because the fish will say, "Whoa, what is that?" And so, when approaching the bank, you know, there are things that you look for. You know, first of all, within, I say, about how many feet? About 20 feet out is a good starting range. You know, if pitching, then that's a good thing. When you're pitching, you know, you want to, there's videos on that about pitching. I'm going to show that in the video. But when you're pitching, you know, you want to at least throw, you know, 10 feet out. 10 feet out, just kind of cover a 15 feet radius. You know, probably for that stump is, where a little past that small little thing sticking out the water right there, like a trunk or something. But you want to keep that radius. So you're going to be doing short casts, covering the short distances, you know, because fish are in that area. And you don't want to throw anything big because of the splash and scares off fish. But you want to progress and work your way up. So once you want to start off here, just cut off the pie. You want to throw this way, and then this way, and cut off in sections. you know. And then you want to branch out and pie off that way. So when you're throwing the bank, you know, you want to land on some grass or something. If you're casting out this way, you want to kind of hit something over here. That way it looks natural, like if you're throwing a frog, you know, you want to bounce the frog back in. If you're throwing, you know, creature baits or something, you know, cast out, hit something and bring yourself on back in. But basically you work there, you work your way that way, and that's the easy way to break down a bank and work your way fast, because you have a lot of ground to cover and a lot of fish to catch. And so we're gonna get started, and we're gonna cast a little bit and put these tactics, these plays to work. Because it's all about plays, and you gotta make the right ones when you're fishing every single time. Just simmer on down and sauce on down at the bottom here. Letting that simmer sauce but it's all about serving up these fish what they want, how they like it, and give them the good presentation, what they want, how they like it. I'm just basically letting it sit at the bottom, and I'm popping it 3 times. Let it sit. 1, 2. Let it sit. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And then you reel her on in. You pop it. 1, 2, 3. Sit. Reel. 1, 2, 3. Sit. Reel. 1, 2, 3. Sit. 1, 2. You work it short on in the bank. You pop it a little bit on the way into the bank. All right. I'm gonna throw a little bit further out. Let that simmer on down. And let it sit. 1, 2. Let that sit. 1, 2, 3. Let that sit. 1, 2. Now this worked for me. This technique has worked for me for every place I've ever fished. And working onto the bank, that's important to finish it off, because you never know, these fish, they're predators, they can strike at any time. And we're done with that KVD. It's a new lure I'm using, man. I'm trying this out really, and see what we can get out of this for about 2 months. I'm gonna try this out, and we're gonna move on to the craw. Now this is perfect for this time of year, the Kraken craw, and this is sponsored by Googan Baits. And so we're going to be using the Kraken craw. Very good bait. It's the Kraken craw Pure Passion. And so I'm going to talk about pitching. And this is this ball here is it's a jig head. And so with this type of scenery scenario, you have a lot of logs, trees, and brush down. This is good for getting over that, getting over those brush piles, cover areas. But I'm talking about pitching. Pitching is very, very important in short distances because you don't want to make a lot of noise and scare the fish off. Pitching is very, very good. Good technique. What you do is you just basically bring out a little bit. Always check your drag, man. Very important. You don't want it too tight or too loose. Kind of in the, you basically come with experience, man. You want to get enough pull to where the fish can drag that and run with it. It comes with, you know, hooking fish, you know, takes time. But you want to pull that all the way down to about the reel. And you're going to pull out like you're about to cast, but you're going to pitch. So I'm going to aim for past that little brush. You don't want to make a lot of noise. So what you basically do is something like that. But with this, with the crawl, you want to make it look like an easy meal. Now the fish are hitting on crawls. Anything they can basically get that's simple to get them through this cold winter, and they're not going to move. So you're going to give them something that they used to seeing, and the crawls are perfect. But you're going to move it. What I do is move it like a crawl. You pop it, let it sit. Pop it, let it sit. Pop it, that bad boy sit. You pop it, let it sit, and just work that all the way into the bank. I want you to see this, how that looks. You basically just pop it, let that sit, pop it, let that sit, pop it, sit, pop it, sit, pop it, let that sit. It's basically how you work the crawl. Now, other things, you can move it a little bit faster if you're working like a bandito bug or something, creature bait, but the crawl, you're gonna move like a crawfish. So we're gonna throw out a little bit further out and cover a lot more ground that way. But like I said, you serving it up real nice for these bass during this time of the year because it's cold, man. My feet are frozen basically. I don't know how cold that is, but the water temp, but it has to be extremely cold. Let that simmer down. You want to check your line because bass are known to hit stuff immediately if they want it, if they like it, you know, what you're throwing. You want to just kind of pull your line up and kind of check. All right, basically just pop it. Let that sit. You want to do it as realistically as possible. Just a little bit off the ground. Let that sit. A little bit off the ground. Let it sit. Just basically work that bad boy on in till they hit it. Whew. It is cold, man. My feet are gone already. Winter fishing. But these some tips gonna help you bring in, and you know, like I talked to, oh, was that a hit? I thought it was a hit, it was my arm. But these are some great tips that are gonna help you bring in those monster winter bass, because they are out there and they're still chomping, but they're chomping a little bit slower. You know, they want something that's slow. You know, they don't want all that action, you know, that jerk bait and, okay, they hit jerk bait, but square bills and all that good stuff, you know. And we're gonna move on to something that's new in my arsenal. And I'm also throwing, okay, another Guggen bait. It's Slim Shake Worm Pure Passion. And so, like I said, this is very, very new to me. Let me get this straightened out, man. I'm gonna be all tangly up. Whoopsie daisy. They're just poking out like that. Now this is a drop shot. I switched over to this because this guy was lighting it up. And so, and I watched the video on it, but basically it's just a hook sticking out of if you check my Facebook page at Jig Heads, space Jig Heads, that space heads, you can see that video on that and different baits you can use, and it's not the only one, but this is a semi shaky head. But I gave enough space to kind of move around a little bit, you know. So what it basically is a hook and a weight, you know. And again, I'm gonna throw near that brush sticking out over there. See who's over there. I like this because it gives a good cast, man. I mean, you can throw really far with this, with the drop shot. Checking the draggy. Oh no, I gotta hurry up. All right, but basically, let me check my line, see if anybody hit. But with this, you know, you pop it up and you feel that weight at the bottom. You shake, pop it, feel that weight drop at the bottom. Pop it, pop it. Keep your line, keep your rod up to keep that weight dropping and that bait suspended. What you want to do, leave some space in between, let that bait, when you let the ball drop, that bait is dropping slow as well. So you give that bait enough time to hit, to kind of do a little shake action, but at the same time, you're feeling that weight drop and you're giving yourself time to kind of move around a little bit. All the way in. And also you want to be as realistic as possible, because if a worm just falls in the water, it's not just going to sit there. We're trying to crawl out. So as I'm moving to the bank, I'm going to try to get that zoom in. Okay, that's not a good zoom in. But how it would look in the water is that weight would hit the bottom first. And as that bait simmer down, you kind of pop it up, it simmer down. You kind of see that, and then you kind of pop it a little bit, simmer down. Kind of move it, jerk that bait a little bit. It's helping me out a lot because I can know the timing. So that's the drop shot. And hope you guys enjoyed today, breaking down the bank with the Nature Boy. And thank you guys for coming out. Hit that subscribe button, you know, on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, and also hit me on Facebook, Jighead/heads, Jighead/heads, Jighead/heads. And so I will catch you later. Your boy, the Nature Boy, signing off. And remember, keep it popping.